Welcome back, everybody. Natasha Riley here, enrolled agent and the founder of NJLR Consulting and Emancipate Cafe. Let me start with something real. We are all swimming in the same economic waters right now. And those waters, they are getting choppier by the day. There's tax codes that are written by and written for the ultra wealthy, housing costs that will make medieval feudalism look like a bargain, healthcare expenses that rival small nations' GDPs, student loans that follow you into the afterlife, a gig economy that's just exploitation with better marketing. We're all feeling it, right? Every community, every background, every profession. And this is the crucial part, we're not all experiencing it and operating within it the same way. It's like we're all swimming in the same challenging waters, but some people have floating devices and others were thrown in the waters with weights tied to their ankles. And some people are treading water near the edge, and some of us are in the deep end fighting undertows that other people can't even imagine and don't even know exist. For Black and Brown business owners and professionals, we're dealing with the standard, business challenges everyone does, plus the generational wealth barriers that started when our ancestors were basically treated like property, plus the redlining that kept our grandparents from buying homes that would have set our parents up, plus a banking system and its discrimination that makes capital access a constant uphill battle. And this is why firms like mine exist. It's to help us individually level that playing field, to make sure that everyone has the same chance to not just stay afloat, but to thrive despite the waters. Because sometimes you can't control the waters and the climate that you're in. Now let's talk about how we navigate these waters more effectively. I want to make 3 points to you about how to actually operate within your financial life so that you can. Point number 1, serious sounding isn't always financially sound. Let me paint you a picture. Client walks in, right? Overwhelmed by a mountain of tax notices. Why? Well, because they followed the advice of someone from Instagram or some influencer, who recommended an overly complex tax structure to their business that they were not ready for at all. The ultra wealthy stole $42 trillion from our economy in the last few decades. And that didn't just come from certain pockets, okay? It came from all of us. And one of their favorite tools, making money seem so complicated that you need to pay experts exorbitant fees just to understand it. Listen, the most sophisticated financial strategies are not about complexity. They're about alignment. Being aligned with your actual business operations, your actual capacity, and your actual needs and preferences. When someone tries to impress you with financial jargon and elaborate systems before understanding your business rhythm and who you actually are, that's not expertise, that's ego. And ego is expensive. The question isn't what sounds impressive. The question is what actually works for my life and business phase right now. Point number 2, not everyone needs an S-Corp LLC. Okay, I know I'm going to get flack for this, but I don't care. I cannot tell you how many solo entrepreneurs come to me drowning in compliance requirements they never wanted because someone told them an S-Corp was the only legitimate business structure. Here's the truth. Business structures are tools, not badges of honor. For some of you, a simple sole proprietorship might be perfect right now. For others, an LLC with an S-Corp election makes perfect sense. The structure should serve the business owner and the business reality, not the other way around. Remember, the IRS isn't going to give you more awards and extra points for just complexity. They reward consistency and substantiation, which is actually much easier to maintain with simpler systems in lots of small business cases. What matters is building systems that work for those navigating the most barriers. If we can make wealth building accessible for the people facing the most historical obstacles, we can transform the economy for everyone. Point number 3, the best expense tracking system is the one you'll actually use. And, dare I say it, the one you actually like using. QuickBooks is good, but QuickBooks ain't God. If a shoebox of receipts and a simple spreadsheet is what works for you and your brain, that's valid. If a smartphone app that lets you snap pictures of receipts is your jam, wonderful. What matters isn't the perceived sophistication of your system, but it's the effectiveness for your workflow. The most tax compliance businesses are not necessarily using the fanciest software. They're the ones consistently documenting their legitimate business expenses in a system that makes sense to them and that's audit proof. Solutions, the ones you hear about the most, don't fix specific problems. Your financial system needs to be as unique as your business and your lived experience. Let me tell you about my signature service, Audit Confidence. It's something that I developed specifically for entrepreneurs who are drowning in tax notices or they're playing catch up with compliance. And here's what makes it different. We don't just solve the immediate crisis that you come to us with. We build a sustainable foundation. And that's why our service model is front loaded. So yes, there is an investment up front to get everything organized and caught up and compliant and properly structured, because usually it fell out of compliance because it wasn't. Once we've established that, though, once we have you compliant and created automated customized systems for you, after that, your fees go down and you need us less. Your ongoing fees and services with the firm will usually drop by approximately 50% after your first year with us. The reason we set it up that way is so that you're not dependent upon everything from us forever. We want to teach you how to fish, and we want to provide enough ongoing support for you so that you can always be confident, compliant, and know your numbers. True financial liberation and true growth means that you are empowered with our knowledge, not perpetually paying the same big amounts over and over again just to have access to it. When I started my firm, I made a commitment to see the human being behind every tax return and whatever that person's dreams were and whatever the legacy was that they intended to leave behind. When we acknowledge the specific challenges different communities face, we're not being divisive, we are being honest. And honesty is the foundation of true financial empowerment. Your financial freedom, your financial confidence contributes to the collective economic liberation of your community. So when you succeed despite the systemic barriers, the political climate, you're creating pathways for other people. Financial empowerment is about creating space so that your brilliance can shine despite the noise. When we strip away all the unnecessary complexity from finance, we give ourselves room to grow and to focus on what actually grows our business and builds our lives the way we want, taking out all of the things we don't need. Your worth, it's measured by how well your finances support the life and impact you want to create. Look, I've been where many of you are, overwhelmed, uncertain, wondering if you'll ever feel like you have solid ground beneath your feet. Taxes hit me just like they hit you. And the truth is, we're all just finding our way through these waters together. Some days, I'm your guide, and some days I'm right there with you, swimming beside you. The beautiful and messy reality of it all is that I wouldn't have it any other way.